my name is Andrea. Welcome back to my channel. This is my first video of 2020, so I'm so excited. First of all, I want to wish you all a very happy new year. I hope you're doing great so far. So I hope this year you get your energy back and leave behind all those negative energies that don't help you for your highest good anymore. So you may have noticed that I haven't been posting for a while, and that's because I've been going through some changes in my personal life. I have also moved recently. That's why I have this different background. But I'm back now and I'm ready to do amazing things this year. So today's video is another episode from the series that I have going on, Let's Talk. And I chose the source of fears, anxiety, depression as the main topic, especially because we are at the beginning of the year and I want us all to realize how much creative force we have. And it's time for us to step in our power and start creating the life that we want. So without any further ado, let's pop right into the video. I have already talked here on the channel about how each of us carry a psychological baggage that is not necessarily ours, but we were simply conditioned to think or behave in a certain way. So today I want to start telling you about an experiment by Bruce Lipton, who is a biologist internationally known for his work that links science and spirit. The experiment started in 1967 when he took a single stem cell and he put it in a petri dish. A petri dish is one of those transparent dishes that biologists or scientists use to analyze substances. So he took that stem cell and he put it alone in a petri dish. That stem cell divides itself every 10-12 hours. So after 7 or 10 days, he had hundreds and hundreds of genetically identical cells. And the experiment itself is that he took that cell culture and divided it into 3 different petri dishes. So we have genetically identical cells, and he created different environments in each of the 3 petri dishes. So he created a different environment for genetically identical cells. And the results show that in environment A, the cells formed muscle tissue. In environment B, the cells formed bone tissue. And in environment C, the cells formed fat tissue. So in other words, is the environment the one that defines the fate of the genes? Your genes by themselves do not define what your health will be. This is conditioned by your lifestyle, by your environment, and that is where you live, what kind of thoughts you have, what people do you go with, what food do you eat, and so on. And at the same time, any disease that has manifested itself on a physical level started by an imbalance in your energy field, which later turned into a blockage, and which, because was not taken care of and was not released, manifested itself into your physical body by weakening the corresponding bodily system. So we start from the idea that everything is energy, and in fact science has proven that 99.99% of everything that exists is actually energy in constant movement. And I will link down below in the description box one of my videos that explains in depth this topic. So we have all heard that stress is the disease of the century. Let's talk a little bit about it. Stress results in disease, and in fact over 90% of human diseases on this planet today are based on fear and stress and not genetics. And Bruce Lipton's experiment proves and strengthens this fact. Think about it this way: your body is made up of 50 trillion with a T cells. And those cells are constantly feeding off your fear and stress. And this stress is gradually weakening your immune system. The moment that you are in a state of fear and stress, you are under the dominance of the sympathetic nervous system, which is part of your autonomic nervous system, which deals with all the bodily systems that your body does automatically, so you don't have to consciously be thinking about it for it to happen. What does this actually mean? This means that the fight or flight system is activated and your body is experiencing a level of stress as if a lion would be chasing you and you had to be running for your life. In this state, all your energy and attention is being directed on your outer world, and you experience the feeling of adrenaline that if it becomes chronic, that is, if we live in that stress for longer periods of time, it turns into anxiety and depression because we don't know how to face all the danger that we're feeling from our outer world. When we live in stress, the unknown is a very scary place. So people cling to their fears, they cling to their sadness. They would rather endure that situation, even if it's a very unpleasant one, rather than take a change of possibility. Because in stress and survival, it's not a time to create, it's not a time to sit still. Now that we know where all these things come from, let's see how we can treat them or how we can avoid them. I said at the beginning of the video that the main cause of disease is your lifestyle, your environment, and that includes how you think, what kind of people surround you. So there are many little things you can change or implement in your life to make you feel better. Make sure you get enough sleep. Spend time with your loved ones. Spend time in nature, meditate, eat a healthy diet, do an activity that relaxes you. All these things cost no money. All it needs is your intention to change your life for the better. The most important thing of all is your mentality. How do you think? What's your perspective about life? Is it a positive one? If your answer is no, you should deal with it first and make sure your environment is healthy. Learn to see your life in a positive perspective and learn how to see the glass half full. Take small steps towards a healthier perspective in life and make sure that the people who surround you are on the same wavelength as you. We all have empathic abilities and we can literally feel the emotions of those around us, meaning we take their energy and confuse it as our own. Surround yourself with energetic, positive people from who you have something to learn, because at a certain point you will start taking from their energy and you're gonna start becoming at least as positive as they are about life. Second, take everything as a challenge. Nothing is accidental, but it's meant to help you evolve. Even if you do not see it this way, the universe works for you and not against you. Learn to look at the big picture in life and don't get lost in the details, because everything eventually happens for your highest good. So an example I can give you of this from my own personal experience is when I first came to the United States, because my English level was so basic, I couldn't understand what people were saying around me, so I could not communicate. And it was very hard for me to find a job, because if you don't speak the language, it's very hard for you to get integrated into society and eventually get a job. One of the first jobs that I applied to was this place where they made sandwiches, and they have all sorts of different types of bread, of cheese, of salami, and so on. And not just that I couldn't understand what customers were asking to me, but I didn't even know what all those ingredients were. So of course they didn't take me, and I had so much free time because I wasn't doing anything, and most of the time I was alone because my mom was working. So it was really tough for me, and I saw it as a like, why can I not find a job? Why can I not move forward? And I'm stuck because I was so stuck in those details. But because I couldn't find the job, I actually went to school for dental assisting, and now I'm a dental assistant. So looking at this whole situation from the perspective that I have now, if I had found a job when I came to the US first, I wouldn't have gotten to school afterwards because I would have started earning money. And I would have never thought about, oh, you know what, maybe I want to go back to school. So it was like a bad thing that happened, but it was actually for my highest good. So it turned out to be really positive, and I am sure you can give me multiple examples from your own personal life. So yeah, take everything in perspective, because everything eventually turns out to be the best possible outcome. Third, you are never alone. From the moment you decided to incarnate on Earth, you were assigned spirit guides, angels, you can call them however you want, who are watching over your journey here on Earth. They are always with you, and they're ready to come assist you when you need it. So you can feel free to talk to them and ask them for their help and assistance. They will never judge you regardless of the situation. Remember, you incarnated on Earth to learn certain lessons, and they are here with you to help you get through those lessons. And lastly, I want to use the power of the example and tell you about a man named Wim Hof and about his meditation technique. Wim Hof is an extreme athlete who holds numerous world records for enduring very low temperatures for very long periods of time. He traveled the world extensively in search for self-discovery, and he has met many cultures, many religions, many philosophies, and esoteric principles, but nothing succeeded in accomplishing him. So he started experiencing with very cold waters instinctively. He felt that the feeling he had under the frozen water connected himself very deeply with himself and with his own physiology. So he felt good, he felt connected. Long story short, over time he developed his own breathing-based meditation technique, and he says that that's the secret of his endurance. Shortly, he drew the attention of the authorities and the medical professionals, who were amazed by his practices because from their point of view, what his man does, it's impossible from a physiological point of view. So they underwent several tests on him, and the results were amazing. He stayed for 2 hours in frozen water without lowering his core body temperature. More than that, he stayed in an ice tank, and only by belief and breathing, he increased his metabolic activity by 300%. Is it as if he was running a marathon, only he was not moving at all? The studies continued, and they performed an experiment on his immune system. So they injected him with the e.coli bacteria while he was meditating. Normally, all kinds of reactions, fever, and tremors start to occur, but Hope had everything under control in just 15 minutes. After the experiment was over, they ran blood tests on him that showed that his immune system effectively neutralized the bacteria, and his system was completely clean. I will leave a link in the description box to his YouTube channel where you can find many materials and meditations, and I will also leave a link to a very interesting interview with him. So if you want to watch all that, you will have it down in the description box. He is a living proof that everything depends on how disciplined you are in your thinking and how much do you believe in what you're capable of. So with this, I end today's episode. I am sure all this information is gonna help you a lot if you decide to take consciously the wheel of your life and start implementing healthy habits from now on. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, I would appreciate your help by hitting like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you can be updated every time I post a new video. I'll see you on the next one. Light and love.